Hello everyone. And welcome to a new episode of Lloyd's ASMR. So, as you can see, by all these delicious treats that sit in front of me tonight, we are going to have a good time. Now, what these treats are exactly, besides what looks to be full-blown desserts, these are all Amish desserts. I'm sure a lot of you are not familiar with the Amish community or Amish culture, but I'm going to share with you some of that tonight. Now, of course, we're not going to be able to try and sample all of these delicious desserts, but I figured we'd try a few tonight and save the rest for a live stream. So, and if you can't make it to the live stream, it'll always be there for you to replay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to separate everything, the things that we're going to try tonight and the things that we're going to save for the live stream. But I just wanted to show you everything that we got tonight. And also, I'd like to give a huge thanks to my family member. If that individual ever watches this, big thank you for the gift card which made all of this possible. So, huge thanks to my family member, who remains anonymous. But, okay, so let me just separate everything, and then I'll be right back, and we'll start trying some of these delicious Amish desserts. Alright, I'm back. Now, the first thing that we're going to try tonight is this. This is a cornmeal mush. Alright, now some of you may have tried this before, and I'm sure a lot of you probably have not. And Also, I'm sure a lot of you have tried Scrapple before. Well, this reminds me a lot of Scrapple. It has the same feel and texture. Real spongy. And for those who don't know what Scrapple is, it's just a bunch of stuff, a bunch of meat product, and you fry it up and you can make sandwiches out of it, stuff like that. You know, if the Amish foods become an interest to all of you, there's plenty more Amish foods where this came from. Okay, let's open this up. Smells pretty good. Yeah. Now, technically what it is it's like a cornmeal turned into this big giant mushy cake. So let's cut a little sliver. And I will get it out on a plate. Okay, here it is. Now, if you can see that up close, it's real, like gelatinous, real spongy. So, it's interesting. Well, let's try it. Now, the aroma is really corny. You know, before I begin eating these delicious treats, let me get a cup of coffee first, just to wash everything down, cleanse the palate. Probably a good idea. I'll be back. Okay. set. Okay, well, all right. So, here's what it looks like up close. You can see how spongy it is. It's like almost reminds you of tofu. Well, bon appetit. So, my first impressions kind of taste like soggy cereal. Like soggy cornflakes or something like that. You know, it's actually very filling. This would be really good on a cold winter day or night. Maybe even heat it up a bit. Fry it up. Stick it on the stove. Yeah. Be good for camping as well. You know, take it with you. Cook it over a fireplace. Oh yeah. Okay, well, let's wash that down. And let's move on to the next delicious dessert. Up next, we have the apple dumplings. Now, these would be really good heated up, and then on the side, some delicious vanilla ice cream. I would have done it, but I figured I'd be having enough sweets and didn't need to add any extra. Let's get this out onto a plate. Now, I'm not going to open this up on camera because this container is quite loud. So, I'm going to do it off camera. Give me just one moment. Look at this. These things are huge. And they smell amazing. Let's do this. Get my little plate. We're only going to try one. Oh boy. Oh boy. Take a look at this. It is a nice melt in your mouth, crusty crust. Not too hard, not too soft. Just right. And then it's filled with, you can see it. See it in there. It's like a apple pie filling with fresh apples, cinnamon, the works. Like I said, this would be great. Heat it up with a couple scoops of vanilla ice cream on the side. Just right here. Okay, well, it smells amazing. And I'm pretty stoked. Here's a close-up. You can see the apples in there. Wow. I can legitimately taste everything. The crust, the apples, the pie filling, the cinnamon, everything else. Nothing outdoes the other. It's absolutely amazing. And I can literally eat both of these right now. Let's take another bite. Wow. I might not have the vanilla ice cream, But I do have the next best thing that'll go good with this. Coffee. Oh yeah. So far, this is my favorite. But we do have a few more to try. So, I'm going to pack this away. Not in my tummy quite yet. But I'll put it back in its packaging. And then we'll try the next delicious dessert. I'll be right back. Next up, delicious homemade Amish blueberry pie. Now, I can already tell that this is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I mean, blueberry pie, you know. I also want to bring up, with Amish foods and baked goods, they don't have a lot of ingredients in them, like, you know, most of our everyday foods. You know, you look on the back of a box at the grocery store and it's got a list that long of ingredients, which half of them you can't even pronounce. But these, I mean, this blueberry pie literally has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ingredients in the crust. Oh, 7 ingredients. And 8 ingredients in the filling. So, 15 ingredients total in this pie. Now, I get a pie from the grocery store and it's going to have like, what, maybe 20, 40 different ingredients. And the prices. With the Amish, a lot of prices are fairly cheap. This large pie here was $2.95. Some of the other items that I have for us tonight are even cheaper. But let's open this up and see how it tastes. So I'm going to keep it in this little dish. But take a look. Looks good. Okay, well, smells amazing. Look at this. and blueberry jam, or blueberry pie filling, whatever you want to call it. Wow. And with the Amish, it's kind of like Lloydville. A lot of the ingredients they use, like fruits and things like that, come straight from the farm. So, that's a good thing. The blueberries and the flavor is unbelievable. That requires another dip. Look at that. Here. The crust. The crust is just super soft. It just melts in your mouth. You know, it's not some of these over-baked, you know, biting into a flake board. This is good stuff. I say we move on to the next delicious dessert before I eat this whole entire thing. I'll be back. Well, things just got bigger. This pie. This is an all-time classic where I'm from. This is called a shoe fly pie. Now, the story goes, and no, it doesn't have shoes or flies in the ingredients. It was made, and it was made out of molasses and stuff like that, just thrown together, and it started attracting flies. Well, they had no name for this pie. I mean, they could have named it molasses pie, or sticky pie, or, you know, anything like that. But no, just an out of the blue, creative name. Shoe fly. Because whenever the flies would start buzzing around, they'd go, shoo, shoo. So they named it shoe fly pie. This entire pie has 7 total ingredients. Mostly molasses. But this is one of my all-time favorites. Kind of a tradition. Take a look at this. Looks amazing, doesn't it? Well, it is. Let's cut a piece out. There we are. Grab my little plate. Wowza. Set that over here for now. Let me put this away. There we go. Now, take a look at this. Look how thick that is. All the molasses and this nice, delicious topping on here. This topping actually goes really well together with this. It adds like a whole nother flavor, sweetness, that just mixes so well with the molasses. It's absolutely amazing. This has been one of my favorites ever since I was a kid. So. Phenomenal. This is amazing. The molasses flavor. It's not too overpowering like molasses can be. It's not a sloppy mess or anything like that. It's really good. have to correct myself. This is not a shoe fly pie. This is the shoe fly cake. There's actually two different styles. The pie is more, ooey and gooey. And this is more cake style. But same concept. The only difference between the pie and the cake is texture. Otherwise, they both taste the same. Well, I already know that I'm going to be demolishing this cake on my spare time. And nothing like a good, delicious cup of coffee to go with it. That, ladies and gentlemen, that is the face of satisfaction. This cake and a cup of coffee. Absolutely. Okay. Well, let's move on to our next delicious dessert. Up next, we have broken glass dessert. Now, this is actually quite a classic dessert, especially around Christmas time. Like back in the 50s, 60s, such and so forth, 70s, 80s. But I remember back in the 80s when I was a kid, Christmas with the larger family. One of my relatives used to make this, and I absolutely loved it. So, and what this has in it is 4 ingredients: pineapple, heavy cream, jello, and sugar, for $1.88. Get this nice little container full. Now, I guess I'm going to have to open this off camera. Feels like it's going to make loud noises, so. And I was right. Now, take a look at this. You can see all the broken glass in there, which is actually jello, by the way. It's not real glass. But, yeah. This is actually quite good. It's been a while since I had it, actually. Let's see if it tastes the same as I remember. nostalgia. Definitely takes me back to my childhood days. As a matter of fact, I think the last time I had this, I was a teenager. The flavors are amazing. You know, different flavors of Jell-O mixing with the creamy, heavy cream, and then the pineapple bursting. It's quite amazing. Well, I definitely need to save some of this and savor it. So let's move on to the next delicious dessert. Okay, our next one is the pumpkin bar. Look how thick this thing is. That is thick with filling. And it's so soft and moist. This is going to be delicious. And it's pumpkin, cinnamon, cream cheese, and a few other things like flour, sugar, water. Yeah. For $1.95, get this big, thick pumpkin bar. Let's get it on a plate. No, I'm not supposed to have dairy because I'm lactose intolerant. But I do this stuff for all of you. So I hope you enjoy. yourselves a look at this. Take a gander. That is a monster pumpkin roll. Just full of cream cheese filling and a moist, spongy pumpkin roll. Smells amazing. Boy, for me, it kind of smells like heartburn. I almost felt it a little bit. But it's going to be so delicious. All right. Go ahead. Take a bite. Hey. That is fantastic. Yeah. The pumpkin flavor is just right. The cream cheese, it's not overpowering or overwhelming. It's a nice, mild cream cheese flavor. Texture, it's just clouds. The texture is clouds. This is really, really good. Highly recommend it. Oh, I gotta take just a smidge more. Can't help myself. Wow. That's a good pumpkin roll. And so generous with the portion size, you know. I mean, take a look at how thick not only the cream cheese filling is, but the cake part as well. It's good stuff. Nothing better to wash it down with than a cup of coffee. Well, I wish you could all be here to share these delicious desserts with me. I have one more delicious dessert that I'd like to share with you. Let me get it. And that delicious treat is the chocolate roll with vanilla, otherwise known as a Yule log. This is one of my favorite desserts. Every year I need to have one. It's a must. And now I'm going to share one with all of you. Let me pop it open and show you what it looks like. Okay. Here it is. It's like a giant Swiss roll. It has the sugary vanilla cream swirl all throughout it. And then a nice spongy chocolate roll. Now, some people actually decorate it. They'll put chocolate icing over it. Kind of make it look like an actual wooden log. It's really quite neat. Okay. Well, let's cut ourselves a slice. This is quite a large yule log. That almost fell apart, but we're safe. All right. So, a little close up, because then you can see the vanilla cream swirl going through it, and then the chocolate roll around it all. It's quite delicious. Let's try it out. Oh yeah. Now, yule logs can tend to be a little sweet, like this one is. But that's all part of it. Now, this one's vanilla cream center is, I'd say, medium level sweet. It's sweet, but it has a lardy type texture with a hint of vanilla. It's quite delicious. Not too overpowering. But you know, it lets you know. Yeah, the sweetness lets you know that it's there, though. The chocolate, quite delicious. It's real mild chocolate. It's almost like hot cocoa. That's what it kind of tastes like. That's a good Yule log. Now to wash it down with some coffee. Excellent. Well, that's all I have for us tonight, but I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Hope you could find it relaxing, entertaining, or even a little educational. Be sure to check out the live stream for more Amish baked goods. This is Lloyd's ASMR signing off. Good night.